everyone, welcome to Thoughts and Treasures. My name's Connie and this is my craft room. Welcome, and if you guys are new, definitely be sure to hit that follow or subscribe button depending on where you're watching from so you don't miss out on any of the videos that I put out. I usually put about 3 to 4 out per week, mostly about 4, sometimes less, sometimes more, but usually about 4 per week. And if this is something you want to see more of, definitely subscribe so you don't miss out. We are going to be crafting this tonight. This is a it's called a 4.25 square. That's what the size is. These are our interchangeables. Okay, this is from our Autumn Scarecrow kit. There is 4 of them. You do not have to buy all 4 of them. This is the one of the 4. There's 3 other ones that go with the kit. Let me think about it. It's the Scarecrow. There's a stacked pumpkin one, and I think the other's a sunflower basket. But we're going to be working on this one tonight, and I'm going to show you what they go into. If you guys are new and you already have it, or if you are new and you do not have these and you want them, just comment below that you're interested in the frames. If you already have them, then you know, I'm just going to let you see what they look like. So this is our fence. I just had a thingy. Hold on a minute. Up here it is. This is our fence, and this is just an example I used. They just slip right on in there, and then you can just take them out as you want. There is a hole you can push through, but most of them, like I said, they fit in there nicely, and then you can just pop them right out. So these you would just sit in one of those little easels, or just lean up against your wall, on a shelf, or something to that effect. That's one. That is my favorite. And then the other one is our little squares frames. They're scallops around the edges, and then it's just a 1/4 inch, and then you just put them up against your easel too, or in your tier tray, and they're just little interchangeables. So now with these, I usually try to keep neutral colors: black, gray, white, wood stained, things like that, just to, for the purpose of, because you're going to be putting different inserts in, you know, on a regular basis. Or if you're not, then you know you can do whatever color you want. You can do whatever color you want, even if you were interchanging them. But I just kind of like to express and make sure people understand, if you know you're painting this one blue, yeah, maybe the red will look good with it, but then when Christmas comes, it's not going to look good with that kind of, you know what I mean? You're going to question, and always do something neutral. That's my only suggestion with them. So we're going to paint this little guy up tonight. This is our little, from our Autumn Harvest, Autumn Scarecrow, I don't even know what it's called now. If you're interested, just message me. Comment below and I'll get it done. So this has got little pieces, and I have a piece of tape over here already that we're going to use. So if you are new to my kits, you're going to soon understand that these are done in 1/8 inch. That's our little bird. We've got our little button center, which I absolutely love. Our little sunflower. Then we have a pumpkin, which I'm not going to put on there. We got our pumpkin center, and we got our little stemmy. Okay, so I like to put them on tape so that they're secure. We don't lose any of our little pieces, and we got it all together. Now this is the part you're going to want to pay attention to. On all of my 1/4 inch kits as of the moment, this is what, August of 2025, there are, and I say that because there's, you know, things can change tomorrow, next week, whatever, but as of right now, my laser that I cut from, I do mask. So you want to make sure when you get anything with 1/4 inch, and you can see the difference, and if you can't and you think it has a masking on it, you know, you can try to pick at it, just don't. I use a little weeding tool. Do not scrape and scrape and scrape. I mean, you can use your nails for this. You don't want to ruin the wood underneath, so you don't want to poke at it, but just pick it up and just pull this off. All it is just a little bit of tape. And then we're going to do the same thing with this part, because this has been scored. The laser does 3 different things. It scores, it engraves, and it cuts. Scoring is a very light indent, so you can sometimes paint right over it, sometimes not, depending on how it's going to set in there. The engrave is a much deeper mark. I don't have anything here with engrave on it. And then when you score, or when you cut something, obviously you're going to get your little chart edges, and it's going to go right through. So again, and here's just an example. Again, this is going to be messy. This is laser cut. It's just how it is. You're going to get ickies. So I always kind of keep a wipe around. If I don't wipe the edges down, even when you wipe the edges down, you're still going to get a little bit on you. I always just keep a little wipe here and just wipe my fingers off so I'm not getting it all in the white if I don't want dirty white, you know. But we are going to give this, first of all, I think I'm going to do the front black too, because we're going to do an orange pumpkin on it. I think we're going to do a back. Well, I always start with the back anyway, but I think I'm going to do the front white. Maybe do it a little bit rusticy white and like do some like dry brushing of white on it. But we're going to do black on the front too. If I say white, we're going to do black on the front and the back. So I'm just going to do the back. We're not going to do anything to. I just want it to be finished. I want to hide all this ickies. This is probably maybe a me thing because this will be inside of something. If you don't want to do it, you don't, you know, I always just say it doesn't look complete when it's without the back done. But that's just how I feel about it. Let me know. Do you do the backs of your projects? Let me know in the comments because I want to know. Is it just me or do you guys finish the backs? And I don't really care what color. Well, I do care. I do care what color I do, but it does not, to me, it does not need to match the front. While I have the black out, I'm going to do, because we're going to flip him over too, and do the front. But I'm going to do my little bird. He's going to be our little black bird. I'm going to be mindful when I get to his face, because I don't want to do the beak. So we're going to stop there. I'm going to get me a little brush. And we're going to go right up here to by his beak. And we'll put his eyeball in after. Okay. And just like that, we got our little blackbird done. Now, I'll put him over here. Get this dry, we're going to do the front. Oh, I put the thing away. What? I do that all the time. I am so... Throw it in the water. Throw it in the water. Okay, I got a bucket of water here. This is super getting But I think the pumpkin's going to look nice on the black background. And I think for both the frames that I have, I think it's going to look really good. So if you guys want to see more of the kits that I do, you can go to my website, ThoughtsToTreasures.com, and you can check out the different things. You cannot purchase from my site. All the purchasing has to be done directly through me. And I do hold a live sale every other Sunday. If you are interested in that, you are more than welcome to come join us. The schedule is on my website. This month, this is August of 2025. This month, we are currently doing 3 this month because there's just how the days work. But September comes and then we will only have 1. And then also in October, it's going to be a little wonky. So just because I have a vacation coming up and, you know, then we're going to see how the holidays. But I do put a schedule out and I do stick to that schedule. Unless something absolutely happens, then I won't, but we do have a schedule there and we're going to stick with it. So I just did that black. We're done with that. I'm going to get this dried up. And I'm just going to take some white and dry brush some white into it. Just to give the background a little something. But I want this completely dry. Completely. Now I'm going to do just a light sanding Now I'm going to put very, very little on this. So I'm going to load my brush on and I'm going to wipe most of it off. I do not want a lot on here at all. And I'm going to go this way. See, we're just giving it a little bit of textured background. That's all I want. Nothing major, nothing, just a little bit of something in the background, just so it doesn't look all black. All right, I'm good with that. We're gonna put that to the side. Now, let's work on our little pumpkin. So, I'm going to use, we're gonna find, where did we? Oh, it's missing. It's missing. Well, guess we're gonna have to open the new one. My little burnt umber. I'm gonna do the stem in burnt umber, but I'm gonna do the pumpkin in Waverly pumpkin. It sounds appropriate to use. Hopefully it's not all icky. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Sometimes when I haven't used this color since last year, so. Now this is here just for placement. I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to do the whole thing, and then we're going to paint over with the burnt umber. So I'm not going to worry about the whole stem being whatever it is. I'm just going to paint everything over. It's a little chunky. I mean, not a little. It could be a little thinner. This is the perfect color. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Yeah, maybe I could try to be a little nice and not get the pumpkin on the. Maybe I can. If I get a little bit, I get a little bit. That's okay. It's going to cover it up anyway. All right, I'm going to give this a good dry. And I'm going to sand it, and I want to make sure I don't paint anything down. The reason I sand is for the purpose of when you paint, you're going to get those wood fibers, and when you try to glue on top of that, sometimes it doesn't adhere well, so we're going to work with that ahead of time. So you can see, sometimes one piece of wood's good, the next is not. You can just see. Can you see? Maybe not. Oh, it's just, ugh. It's just, ugh. And sometimes when you do that, I kind of like the look of that. See how I kind of just shaved it a little bit there at the bottom? It just makes it look a little. Perfect. I'm not even going to change anything about it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this piece over and we're going to paint it. Get black on that. Pull this down. And we're just going to paint this piece too. And we're going to do the same thing to it. So be mindful, you know, not everybody has to be the artist. You can use your sanding block to make it look a little different than it was if you painted all one color. You can use your brush. Use an undercoat and then brush on top, and it kind of makes it look different. Don't stress, don't overthink things. I know I do. I always overthink things. It's just, and maybe it's the chalk paint that does it more. I don't know. I do find that when you use chalk paint, it does kind of bring those paint fibers like, ooh, here we come. And it gets really rough. So just sanding, it kind of gives that shadowy look without doing anything. All she did was sand. I mean, we all can sand, right? Don't be afraid to, because if you don't like it, just paint over it. If it gets to the point where you don't like that, oh, it looks ugly, you just paint right over it. Now for my sunflower, I'm going to use this yellow. I know it looks really bright and yellow, but it's really not. It kind of turns into a nice little color. But I'm going to, because I want, see now here's where the difference of the score mark, and these are score marks too, but we want to see the score marks on our button, and we want to see the score marks on our sunflower. So, I'm going to take a makeup sponge, and we are just simply going to load paint on, load it off. You do not want a lot on, because we do not want the paint to go down into the score marks. And we're just going to simply blot until you like what you see. And here's another good thing that you can play on is, you know, there's already on this wood kind of from the laser, a little area that's not, you know, it's been singed a little bit. Play on that. Let it be a little bit rusticy looking. Don't have to cover it all up. So let me show you. So like on here, hopefully you can see. See how the edges are a little bit darker? Play on it. Let it go. Let it be like that. I kind of like that. I don't need it full covered. I'm good with that. So I'm going to cut this off with a scissor. And I'm going to decide, I'm going to do we're going to use Kelly Green. I just got this today. Because I didn't want like a Christmassy green color. I didn't want a lime green. I didn't have any in-between colors. I should have opened it up ahead of time, but that's okay. Y'all can see me struggle. The struggle is real. When you don't have fingernails, every struggle is real. Alright. So I'm going to use this. We're going to find out if it's going to be pretty. And I did this is Apple Barrel. What's it called? Kelly Green. Oh, don't need that much. I do now. And I'm just going to use that for the stem. See if we like it. I don't know. I'm just going to use a brush here. And let's just put that on. Oh yeah, I like that. Get it on the side, I don't know. Wipe that off. I didn't want to get it on the side. And again, I don't want to go too dark with it. I think that is actually perfect. Let's see what happens when I dry it. I'm not looking for a rusticy technique. I'm just looking for something a little bit. Let's do it a little bit. Yeah, I think that's good. We're not going to go any darker than that. And then for our button, I'm going to use a brown. What's this? This is brown. Bark brown. Let's try it. Let's try it. Why not? Let's see what happens. This is going to be the center. So the button is going to represent the center of our sunflower. And if I can get some out, it'd be nice. Don't need much. And I'm just going to use, so I do want to see the ring around the button. So I'm going to be very gentle and just take a little bit of the brown on my brush, take most of it off, and we're just going to glide it on. So I'm not pushing down. I do find folk art paint is thicker, so you know, if you want to thin it out a little bit. And I think it's going to be perfect. See? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, now, for our little crow's beak, I'm just going to use our little, I love these pens. They are also in my Amazon store. Check out my link. If you are looking for some acrylic pen markers that are amazing, check them out. I talk about these all the time, and I do use them for a lot. These are the fine point. They do have a rounded one. Amazing. Perfect. You don't have to sit there and pounce on them. They just automatically start right up, and I store them this way. All right, now we're going to put his eye on after. Oh, I got to do the burnt umber. Let's do that part. I don't think I have a brown. Let's see. Let me see what this looks like. No, I don't like that. We're gonna do burnt umber. It's kind of reddish. I don't like that. I like it. I'm gonna do a nice dark stem. And we're just gonna get a little paintbrush. I love these little paintbrushes. They're Temu disposable. Sure, you can get them on Amazon too. Some of us don't like to shop on the Temu. But I like them just because they're disposable. You get a bunch of them for very cheap, and then if they just junk up on you, then that's fine. There's our little pumpkin stem. There's our little pumpkin. Alright, next thing we gotta do, just dry it up and let's get it glued together. Not right this second. I do want to do a couple of things to it. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see what happens. Alright. Oh my gosh, I did the right thing, didn't I? I can't see where this thing is. I guess it really doesn't matter. Well, I can see a little bit. Alright. Dry that up. So one thing about like black, remember there is a score mark on here. Yeah. I do see it a little bit, so, I mean, if you can't cover it up, no one's going to notice. I'm going to use our little wood glue from the Dollar Tree, Super Glue Wood Glue. Love this stuff. First of all, I like the size of the bottle. You don't need much. The only time I use a lot of glue is when it comes to like doing frames and such, because I want to make sure every part of that frame is down. So I can see it right here a little bit, so I'm going to put that down. Right yonder, and I'm just going to check and see if it needs to come over at all. Yeah, if I can't see it, it's going to be good. Okay. And then we're going to put our centerpiece on. So like any wood glue, you know, this does hold quickly. However, it does take the full 24 hours to really set up. So far, look. And I just love just the sanding, what it did. It just gave it a little bit of shadowing. Simple. All right, next, our little stem is going to go on here. Let me figure out how this goes in this way. Okay, gotta figure it out. Now I'm going to put a little bit on here because, like I said, when I cut this one, I cut the lid, the opening too big. So I'm just going to put it on my table and put a little bit on here. Again, you don't need much. I'm just using a little eyeshadow brush. We're going to put our little stem in here. Okay. Then we're going to put our little crow. Now I do have to put an eye on him, but we're going to put our little crow down here. But before I put him on, I think I'm going to do a little white around him just because he's just so dark. I'm going to do a little white around him. And then we're going to put our sunflower right up yonder. So I'm just going to... I said too much, but that's okay. Oh, that's drying. Let's put our... little button on. And then let's go back over here. Let me put this, because this stuff will harden quickly. And then I'll put the lid back on. Alright, I'm going to take my little bird and I'm going to grab some new white. Let's put it right there. Don't need that much, but okay. I'm gonna find looking for a special brush. Let's use this. But I'm going to get my brush wet. I want a wet brush. This is just distilled water. Take most of it off my brush. And I'm just going to go around him. Now I'm going to go back in with some dry and I'm going to do it again. So I do want it to be white. It just gives our bird a little something instead of he's just being all ugh. Now we can at least see him, and I do want to give him a little eye, so I'm going to use my little tiny little itty bitty daughter. We're going to stick it in dot his eye. Just gave him a little bitty eye. Alright, wipe that off because we're going to use that again. Ooh, what did I get on me? Paint. Let's dry that up. Pull him off of here. Let's bring our little guy back. Much better. Love it, love it, love it. Just like it's too black. And let's just stick it on there. So far we have that. I'm gonna do one last thing to it. I'm gonna get my little detailing pen and use the same white paint that I just used for him, and we're gonna make a little pretty thing that goes up. You know, just a little something something. Alright, so I'm gonna come down this way. And let's see how I want to do it. How far do I want to go up? And then I'm going to do one over here. Let's see. All right, so that's what we have so far. Just to give it a little something something. Now I'm going to, this little guy, I do never wash. All we do is we just wipe him off, and I stick him back over here. And now I'm going to go back to my little roundy thing. We're going to dip once in our paint. One dip will allow us 3 sizes of dots. So you just go 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do the same thing up this way. 1, 2, 3. And look. So one dip, and you do 3 different, just gives it 3 different little sizes. And it just gives it a little something different. Love it, love it, love it. And I think it looks perfect. All right, I am going to now share. Now comes the fun part. I'm going to dry this real quick. That's not the fun part. But we're going to dry this real quick. Now comes the fun part. Just stuck my finger in paint. Let's show you what it's going to look like in our little frames. So there's our first frame. Loving it. I love the black background. That just makes it really pop, really good. I absolutely love that. Perfect. So there is our, in our little square frame. Then this is our little fence frame. Oh gosh, I love that even more. Oh. That's the where the wow comes in. So, but again, these are our harvest. No, scarecrow, autumn scarecrow. This is our autumn scarecrow set. There's a couple that I have. If you want to see them all, just let me know. I can definitely get you the information. This was just in our live sale this past Sunday. So was the harvest one. So that's why I'm getting them confused. But that looks so good. I absolutely love the way it turned out. I'm impressed myself. But this is the kits. It's just, you know, these are the different frames you can get. and they'll, you can interchange them into your different frames. So, thank you all for being here. If this is something you're interested in, definitely message me or comment below, and I can definitely get that information for you. Thoughts become things, things become treasures, and I'll see you in the next video.